Right, and Helldivers, we are back and there is loads to go over today as the Galactic War map is a little bit of a shambles right now. We're gonna go over into the Galactic War map as well as we're gonna go over the recent changes to City of Remembrance as well as the public opinion that is going on around Helldivers 2 right now. Let's jump right in, guys, and see what's going on in the world of Helldivers. So starting off, guys, with regards to the Galactic War map, we're gonna go over a few strategic alerts as well as the actual development of the Galactic War, as there is loads of go over. We're gonna start with those strategic alerts that came up a few days ago. The Automaton Incineration Core has been reported on Aurora Bay and on Merak, and they are currently over on Yaliva as well as Crowell, causing absolute mayhem. As a matter of fact, both of those planets have fallen to the automatons. States right here, Crowell has fallen. The automatons have taken Crowell and Deep Mantle Forge complex on the planet. The enemy has stolen the site of great industry. There is no telling what socialist ends they will use it for. As a result of losing the complex, the resource requirements for all DSS tactical actions is 25% greater for the next 72 hours. In other words, for the duration of this major order. Also, Yaliva has also fallen, where DSS was originally constructed has been invaded by the automatons. The DSS construction site has been the nexus of coordination and support for all space stations since its completion. With its lost cooldown times for all DSS tactical actions will be a lot of different gibberish, 24 hours longer until further notice. Now, I'm not entirely sure what those numbers means, but we will just assume it means for the period of 24 hours, which, if I'm right, it is now over. Yeah, now we can see on the Galactic War map, it looks very, very interesting, as we only have 20 hours and 35 minutes to complete this major order, and Yaliva is currently on resistance of 0.29. I'm gonna get to the resistance statistics in just a second, with 78% liberation rate. In my opinion, we are going to able to secure this planet within this time. However, Crowell has been almost not liberated at all, with resistance 0.68, and with only 4,500 Helldivers on this planet. Once we liberate Yaliva, I just don't see ourselves completing this major order, and I personally think that Crowell is going to fall into the automatons by the end of this major order. But Krennic, their resistance is only 0.68%. How can you possibly say that we are not going to able to solidify this one? And now this is the thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about. There's been a lot of comments going on inside of the community with regards to how the Galactic War map operates. There is 3 major things that community doesn't understand. In fact, 4, but the 4th one has kind of been already explained in the past, and that one is our fault, and that is reading dispatches. We already know very, very well that the community doesn't read the dispatches, and if we do, we mostly choose to ignore them. They give us an advice on the gambit, key planets to intercept, key movements that we should be doing in order to make Galactic War map easier for all of us. However, a solid amount of us don't read them, and if we read them, we ignore them, and that results in our own coordination when it comes to major order movement. Community wants to have a better way to move the players around the Galactic War map rather than use of dispatches. However, we haven't got that option inside of the game. However, I will not fully blame the developers for this one, because it's us that don't pay attention. So if you guys are watching this video and don't read the dispatches, guys, it's actually a very good idea to read them, because they give you quite a lot of insight to what's going on. Now let's go back to the 3 initial points. Point number 1 is the resistance. Like I said, the resistance on Crowell is 0.68. This number not only fluctuates depending on how many Helldivers are on the certain planet. Because the resistance is low on 0.68, I'm thinking to myself, what does that number actually mean? Not a lot of us actually understand this, and the best way to look at the Galactic War progression is to have a look at external websites such as Helldivers 2 Companion, link in the description. Even though those numbers are 0.68, like what does that mean? Does that mean that the resistance is we need 0.68% Helldivers less to secure the planet? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what that resistance number means. I don't know what kind of impact it's got. We also have a number that is low, medium, high. We don't really understand the difference between those there. Resistance numbers are something that's been baffling me since they came into the game. I'm not entirely sure how they impact the Galactic War. If you guys know how they impact the Galactic War, please tell me, because resistance figures, I never understood them. Another very big one as well, and we're gonna stay on Crowell because this is a prime example. We have now got mega cities, obviously not only on Crowell, we have them pretty much everywhere now. Don't get me wrong, I love mega cities. Interesting content added into the game since the Battle of Super Earth. I love them. But once we liberate the mega city, how does it impact the liberation rate? This is something that we don't fully understand. We know that they are somewhat having a bigger impact on the liberation of the certain city, but I'm not entirely sure what's the percentage, how is it impacting the Galactic War in terms of planet liberation. Liberating cities and liberating planet itself, it's kind of two different tangents. One that community seems not to be able to pull into one larger picture, and I feel like we don't really get how this is supposed to be helping us in terms of Galactic War progress. Don't fully understand this, and I really hope we're gonna get some clarification soon, because I feel like this would help us Helldivers quite a lot in order to liberate certain planets. Last one that also has been intriguing me quite a lot is their squad impact after extraction on every single mission. There are times when your squad impact is 1, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 0, which can cause some people to frustrate, especially those solo divers that are playing on higher difficulties. It can be a little bit frustrating, like for myself. I've done quite a lot of level 10 missions by myself for the past few days, and it said that my squad impact was 0, and yeah, that can be a little bit frustrating. We don't know how those numbers works. We don't know why sometimes we get 0. We don't know why sometimes we get 4. It used to be back in the day when we somehow used to get liberation impact 40, and that was super baffling to me. Arrowhead, could you please explain to us what does these numbers represent and why do we get those certain amount of numbers? Because that is the thing that really baffles me, and I really would like to know a little bit more about this. There's a lot of bugs going on inside of the game right now. Xbox divers are coming into the game in just over a month, and I feel like we need one massive patch that fixes a lot of things. I'm gonna go back to the element of roleplay and measure of the game itself. The loading screen before you start every single mission is very glitchy right now. Now put yourself in the shoes of the Xbox diver diving into the planet for the first time ever. You jump in a helipod and the loading screen is very glitchy. It freezes. It takes away that element of roleplay and immersive gameplay, something that Helldivers is very known for. And if that very thing doesn't get fixed, and this is just one of the many big things, if that doesn't get fixed, we're gonna start losing the Xbox divers before they even fully manage to get into the game. We need to keep those players. They are extremely important, but there is just so many bugs inside of the game right now that it's gonna throw these players off, and we need to be absolutely on it. We have a message from Ministry of Truth. Yesterday at 1:07, we had a message saying the voting has concluded. The city by which Remembrance will be remembered shall be named. And yes, as we all predicted, it was going to be named Gun. Absolute bonkers, guys. I don't know why we decided to be such memers about this. We had so many interesting names for this city, and now it has been named Gone. It was a democratic vote, guys, so my hands are tied here. It is what it is, guys. Unfortunately, we are going with a very lame name instead of the ones that we had offered in the past. But it is what it is, guys. Nothing we can do now. The voting has concluded. The city of Remembrance will be now known as Gone. I know guys, kind of a negative video, but sometimes you just gotta make one of those videos to push community as well as the developers in doing something that actually matters. And right now what matters is getting the Galactic War as well as the game itself ready for Xbox divers, and hopefully we're gonna get one massive patch. It'd be nice to see some content, don't get me wrong, but right now we need quality changes and performance fixes. Thank you so much guys, as well as smash the beautiful like, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Krennic, and as always guys, I will see you on the battlefield.